Hi, I'm Kelli Thompson. I'm a leadership coach, and today is all about finding your true voice. So there's two things that women say are the most important things for them, whether they're my clients or whether they're kind of in my little circle. And they say it's defining their unique leadership brand and finding their true voice. Well, what does that mean? So when I've asked them what that means showing up as their truest and most confident self. They say it makes them feel honest. That when they're showing up at work and they're advocating and they're leading meetings, they're honest with themselves. They're in alignment with who they are and they're not pretending to be someone else. So how do we get to this place where we feel like we're in alignment with our truest, most confident self and showing up in our true voice? I think it's about removing everything that's in the way of that. So when my husband and I took a vacation down to Key West, one of the places that we stopped was the Turtle Hospital in Marathon. We had a little extra time to kill, and so we got to listen to a whole presentation about sea turtles. And one of the things that we learned was that sea turtles will swim thousands and thousands and thousands of miles in the ocean, but they will only give birth on the beach that they were born. And so I'm like, well, how in the world do they find their way back after swimming away for thousands of miles? And I guess that the Earth's coastline has a magnetic output, and they know this magnetic output. It's like a compass. So they're always able to find their way home, but sometimes our pollution and the metals in the ocean get in the way of this compass, and so it's a disruption. They can't find their way. So when I think about finding your true voice, I think a lot of it is like finding our true north, like listening to our inner compass. And it's about removing the things that are in the way of that. So how do we get out what's in the way? The first place is we have to get our ego out of the way. The practice that I recommend for all of my clients is to have morning time, or some sort of dedicated time in the day where it is just you, it is your hour. You have either a reflection journal or you have some sort of writing device where you can do either 5 to 10 minutes of stillness, silence, meditation to really just kind of clear everything out and then just write anything that's coming to mind. Some of the things that you can write about if you're needing some journal prompts to help you kind of really root down into your unique voice is just to write down, what is my truest and most confident self? What do I want to advocate for? What do I want to see in the world? Who do I want to help? Some of those things can give us some clues as to what feels easy and natural for us and what our true confident voice is meant to advocate for. Another thing that's really helpful is to think about, what were some of those messages that you were told as a little girl that you should stop doing? Like, don't speak too loud, or only respond when spoken to. Don't be too opinionated. You should be quiet in the room. Whatever those messages were. Or sometimes it was, hey, slow down. Don't laugh so much. Don't be so fill in the blank. Some of those things, and I can speak to this as having a daughter, that drive us nuts when we are little kids and we tell people to stop doing, are actually foundations for advocating with our truest and most confident voice as adults. The last thing that you can think about is, how can I advocate what's really important to me in alignment with my values? So when I work with my clients, a lot of the instances where they say they've shown up as their most truest and confident selves is those moments where they're speaking up with courage. They're actually choosing courage and confidence over conformity. They're speaking up because it's deeply important to them and it's in alignment with their values, instead of just conforming to maybe some of the messages that they've been told or maybe some of the rules of the organization. They're choosing to do it with good motives and in alignment with their values. So if your values are, let's say, respect, love, and learning, maybe if you have a tough subject that you feel really passionate about, a way that shows up in your true voice is, how can I articulate this with love, with respect, and that shows appreciation for learning? So hopefully this was helpful as you dig into your true voice. I really encourage you to get your journals out, because that stillness, that quiet time, when your ego's out of the way and everyone else's voice and all those interruptions are not with you, is a great time to get clarity and hear your intuition about what your values are, what's truly important for you, and the matters to help you discern when you want to speak up versus when you want to stay silent and as your most honest self. For more tips like this, you can follow me on social media at Kelli Ray Thompson, or you can check out my programs or get on my email list, which gets the good stuff, at kellyraythompson.com.